Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today, gonna be a match between OctZerg and MaNa here on Heartbreak Ridge. Left side, the Macedonian Zerg player OctZerg. And on the right side, it is the Polish Protoss MaNa. Now, OctZerg is an incredibly aggressive Zerg player. He has had some success in the Zerg by playing aggressively, but I feel like his late game is not up to MaNa's late game. So we'll see if OctZerg does some kind of a rush here, maybe an early pool, maybe a fast lurker rush, maybe, you know, a Hydra attack off at 2 base. Because, again, MaNa is the better player here, and the longer the game goes on, the more favor for winning goes to MaNa. Boom, 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 boom. Did you guys see, I mean, this is not new, but somebody just posted this in the Discord. So, somebody showed the prize money for an early StarCraft 2, I want to say a StarCraft 2 tournament. Yeah, I think it was StarCraft 2 from like 2010 or 2011 or something. And the prizes are first place, $500, second place, $200, third and fourth place gets $100, and then fifth place through 8th place, each get 25 bitcoins. Which, even at this point, 1 bitcoin is 30,000 bucks. Like, it's gone down recently from the 60. It was at its high earlier this year, but like $30,000 times 25 is a lot of bucks. I don't actually, I'm not good at maths, and I'm not doing math while I'm casting, so real quick. Like 35,000, which is what we're looking at for Bitcoin right now, right? Times 25 is $875,000. So it's almost $1 million, and at its high, that was $1 million easy. Crypto, man, nobody saw it doing what it's doing, that's for sure. Definitely, the whole market is in a bit of a downtrend, but I don't know. I think crypto's here to stay. Obviously not financial advice. I don't know. I am not educated in this area at all, but just don't see it going away is the whole thing. I mean, considering the U.S. government is working on developing their own crypto, they seem to believe that cryptocurrency is going to be the future, right? Or at least something they want to be involved with. Anywho! No, we're not being aggressive at all. Look at this. Look at this hatch first. OctZerg. Alright, I mean, it can still go for a pretty strong, pretty crazy Hydra attack, but oh my goodness, 3rd base, sub 3 minutes. Alright, OctZerg, I like this. I like this a lot. I may have just misread you entirely. Perhaps you are a player who is really comfortable and really good at macro styles. You're just also really aggressive and like being aggressive in the games of yours that I've cast. Seems entirely possible. It's also been team games that I've cast him in, where you're, as a Zerg player, you're kind of stuck on 1 base, and you sort of have to be aggressive because you can't macro all that well on 1 base, and being aggressive is the only real way to do it. Zergs in team games just don't have. They don't generally have a great time, is what I'm thinking here. Alright, so anyway, what's happening in this game? Nothing much. Expansion, Forge, Cannon. No Lings showed up at all. There's 1 slow Ling heading across the map right now. Probe. Checking to see the lair timing, checking to see, you know, are we going to pull off gas here? No, definitely not. Still going for that gas. And Stargate, because what else are we going to do here for MaNa? Right? Are there, I mean, there are other viable options, but what if? What if it's not a Stargate? What if it's a Citadel of a Dune? What if it's just a DT rush without Corsairs? This probe is interesting. It doesn't have a pylon up yet, but I see you. I do. This is a weird place to have a scouting probe, I'm just telling you right now. Very, very strange place for a scouting probe. Cannon coming up. There's your Stargate. Okay, so down here, Stargate opening for MaNa. OctZerg throwing up a macro hatch, going for that lair about halfway complete. Spire probably going to follow, but a Hydralisk Den is a totally viable strategy here as well. And yeah. And a Citadel. Okay, so very standard stuff here. You can go for Corsairs with speed lots. You can go for Corsairs with Dark Templar. You can also get up Storm faster if you get the Citadel this quickly. So all of this is very standard. It gives the Protoss a lot of options of what they want to do later on in the game. Probe is almost dead, but has the lair timing and actually blocks off the attempt. So throw it on the Spire for just a second. This probe is dead. Oh, hang on. Speed's really far away from completing. Oh no, came back around. Okay, so now definitely dead. If the probe had made a run for it, I think the probe could have made it home. If the probe values a little bit more scouting, more than it values its own life. MaNa is a cruel, cruel commander, but does what must be done to defeat the evil, evil Zerg. I am still confused about this probe. What are you here for? Has MaNa forgotten you live? Has MaNa forgotten that you exist down here? Perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. Another macro hatch. Dude, OctZerg's like, Falcon, shut up. I'm really good at macro. Look at me get all of these macro hatches on 3 bases. You can go away. Alright, man, I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't know that I understand your playstyle as well as I thought I did. Because this is looking like anybody. This is Jaedong, this is Hero, this is Savior, Terror. Any number of players. This could easily be any of them. OctZerg is playing extremely well here. Droning super hard. Now, again, all... No plan survives contact with the enemy, I believe is the quote from Sun Tzu in The Art of War. And that is correct, man. You can have the best macro plan, the best. I'm going to have this number of bases at this time. I'm going to have this army value with this composition at this time. And then a Corsair shows up. And suddenly, or maybe you get a little bit flustered. Maybe you make more Scourge than you need because you think it's a big Corsair attack when it's just the one Corsair. Yeah, this is really problematic here. 2 Overlords down with the supply block. Corsair's a good unit, man. Just is. Let me guess. Templar Archives? Yeah, Templar Archives. I mean, we have a production tab, so it's not that impressive. Not impressive at all, actually. So, speed for the Zealots on the way. +1 attack on for them, too. Making 4 Zealots at a time. Really does feel like a Zealot Corsair kind of a thing. So, got a sunken up here, and in the main base, no static defense whatsoever, because Spore colonies are for losers. That's what all the Zerg players say. Faster Overlord movement coming in. Interesting. And Lurker aspect on the way. So, Zergling sees a ton of speed lots coming. Now, you have to defend your natural base and your third base, because Zealots can choose to attack either one of those. You have to devote a certain amount of defense to both of them, because if you don't devote enough defense to one of them, that's where the Zealots will go, and you'll lose the base and you'll lose the ball game. And by the ball game, I mean the StarCraft esports game. So I got couple Hydras, like 3 Hydras and 2 Sunkens, 1 Sunken. Oh, this is not good. Beautiful wraparound here. Some Zealots do get in and get on top of these Hydralisks. They want to sit behind and attack, but you can't do it. If the Zealots are on top of you, the Sunkens are doing their best here. Ling's adding additional DPS to the whole experience. And it looks like this is going to be a hold from OctZerg. Not bad. Honestly, not bad. I don't think too many drones died there. Obviously, a bunch of Hydras did. This Zealot gets into the main. There's no real follow-up from MaNa here other than getting stormed, which is good. Okay, but all right, MaNa, sure. A couple hits on the Spire. That'll do. That's how you'll win this. All right, 4 kills on the Zealot. Now it's dead. Okay, so fully surrounded. Fairly well. Okay, so at this stage, what's the follow-up for MaNa? Obviously, High Templar are going to factor into it pretty heavily no matter what OctZerg is up to. Even if it's a Mutalisk transition or if it's Ultralisk, Storm is going to be good, but definitely good against Lurkers. And Hydras and Lings is the Psionic Storm, which are most of what can really kill you at this stage of the game as a Protoss player in a PvZ. Third base is not coming up. OctZerg may be a little bit surprised by this. We're at 10 minutes and there's no third base yet. He's sending a drone out to expand and also maybe sort of see if there are any nexuses around here. Technically, this bottom half of the map is his and the top half is MaNa's based on their spawn locations. And look at this, OctZerg doesn't take the bottom right. He's going to take the 6 o'clock instead. It's a little bit safer, but also there's no gas here. And this bottom right base, which is the same as this one, has the gas, but also happens to be very close as the crow flies to your opponent's main. So MaNa, very, very good at using dropships. or rather shuttles, as all Protoss players are. Nice snipe there. Dude, is OctZerg gonna pull this thing out? Scourge trying to find observers to kill with the help of the detection from this Overlord. It is a lot of Zealots, though. It is. And a single Dark Templar. 6 kills on that DT. Anywho, we're at 44 workers to 45. OctZerg has a very, very nice, healthy worker count for this stage of the game. There's an observatory, on the way, but that means there's no observers yet. And OctZerg's going to try to kill MaNa now. That is a heavy investment in Zerglings with the +1 Carapace against +1 attack Zealots. Couple Lurkers burrowing out front. Observers on the way, but it's not here yet. And now the Lings are trying to bait the Zealots out into the Lurkers. The Zealots go on hold position. And we're sieging. We're sieging with the Lurkers. There are 5 Dragoons in production, which will be good against these Lurkers when they pop. Do you want to use the Storm on the Lurkers, or do you want to use them on the Lings that are sure to flood in? These are the decisions that MaNa has to make. Good, great snipe. Lurkers go down instantly. And then the Hydra Ling stuff, there's just not enough of this. Wow, okay, so MaNa busts out on 2 base worth of army. And 47 probes, and OctZerg is forced to pull back to the 6 o'clock and try to defend it against the onslaught of +2 Zealots, +2 Dragoons. He is far, far away from being able to get Defilers out. He's working on that hive, but it's nowhere near done. Lurkers burrowing in. Pull back. Fall back to the Lurkers. Fall back. Yes, yes. Every Lurker hit is so good here. MaNa knows that. That's why he's backing out. Sniping the Observer would be nice, but there's no Overlord here. Pull back. Pull back. Pull back. Snipe the Observer. You can see it now. Get the Observer. It's too late. It's too late. All the Lurkers are dead. All the Hydras are dead. The 6 o'clock base for OctZerg is gonna die. Ling's coming in to try to deal with the Dragoons, but the Archon's mostly kind of chewing them up with that +2 attack. And then the Hydras do finish him off, so Archon dies, but this base is completely toast. The saving grace for OctZerg is that there's no third base at all here for MaNa. He's totally 2-basing this at 2.5 minutes. Zealot tries to clear this out. Can't do it by himself. Has to pull back to the cannon. Lings running into their deaths. It's 117 to 67 total supply. It is not good. Adrenal Glands is on the way. That's going to help immensely against all these Zealots and the Dragoons. But it's not going to help for this battle because it's happening now. So bad. Bad times for OctZerg. The Lurkers are burrowing in. The Hydras are not doing a great job sniping the Observers. Again, there's only 4 or 5 of them, so hard job. The man is also keeping the Observer kind of close to the body of the army here as well. You really want to attack with your Sunkens at this stage. If you're defending the natural base, you want the Sunkens to get as many hits off as you can. Even that's really injured, and the Sunken does go down. Continuing to push in here is MaNa. No third base for MaNa, though. If OctZerg can survive this, which I'm not convinced he can, he might be in a fine position. Keeping MaNa to 2 bases for the first 15 minutes of the game is really, really good. Oh, here it is, though. They finally won that battle. Natural base down. Third base is running, but we're down to 39 total drones. And it is too many. It is too many Zealots. It is too many of the Dragoons. And I think OctZerg just got 2-based, man. MaNa never even had a third. This is just 2-base production for Protoss. Got his 50 probes. Oversaturated for sure, but hey, doesn't matter at this point. Get that +2 attack out. And, well, if there's no Dark Swarm for the Lurkers, then suddenly Dragoons and Zealots work together very well in that situation. Lurkers burrowing in, but I mean, are they going to get any kills at all before they die? No, that's a good game, and MaNa is your winner. Woof, that was kind of like poking a sleeping bear, right? MaNa's on 2 base. OctZerg makes a ton of Zerglings and Hydras and a couple Lurkers and shows up and he's like, I'm going to get you. I'm going to kill you on 2 base. And MaNa's like, well, I'll just keep producing units here, get my high Templar, save some of their energy, save some of their Storm, wait for detection to arrive. and then just bust out, kill everything, kill your 4th, and just keep rolling from there. Yeah, OctZerg would have done much better to actually hold off a little bit, right? You're not going to bust a front with a couple lurkers and some zerglings, right? If you show up with like 20 hydralisks, yeah, that's a bigger threat. You split against the storm, you kite against the zealots a little bit. Maybe you have a couple lurkers back here that you fall back to that the zealots can't deal with. That's a better thing to do. But a bunch of zerglings that kind of get trapped in here, storm takes them down, cannons firing the whole time, zealots forming a wall. Zerglings are not really the answer. It's going to be Hydra and it's going to be lurker. And in the meantime, you really need to start getting up to Hive Tech and Dark Swarm. That is the game changer here, especially against those Dragoons that were so good against the lurkers previously. These guys, for example, par exemple, do I have real-time lighting turned off? Aww, real-time lighting, come back. It's better with real-time lighting. See, everything's shinier. So much better. I don't know how that turned off. That's crazy. All right. Well, let's check out that final score, and we'll get out of here for the Patreon cast of the week this week. I did forget to mention this is a Patreon cast, so thanks everybody who was watching it the week of August the 6th for supporting me on patreon.com/Falcon Paladin. For at least $1 a month, you get access to this video a month before anybody else. At least the people on YouTube's. 77,000 points here for MaNa, 59,000 for OctZerg. Ended up outproducing the Protoss, 287 to 124, but look at this. 230 to 41 on that kill-death ratio. That's insanely good. Protoss, man, when they win against Zerg. Structures, no Protoss buildings died. That 3rd base took a while getting up, but nothing died. And then resources are just too even across the board here for a Zerg player to really win. It's just not possible. All right. Well, good stuff. So that right there is gonna be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.